Hello, my name is Abhi Joshi and welcome to Bollypiano. Is it important to learn classical music to learn any instrument? So first of all, let's understand what classical music means, because this term is widely misused. Because when we say classical, there were different eras. So classical era is one of them, but there's romantic era, there's baroque era, there's renaissance era, etc. But here when people say classical music, they are basically talking about the time period when the instrument was in its prime. So for piano, it was actually in the classical era, but it's not same for the other instruments. So the point is, in the classical era, piano was getting developed, and eventually in the romantic era, piano became really famous. And when we say classical music, we are not just talking of just classical era, but classical era as well as romantic era. And the point is, in that time period, piano was very famous, and we have a lot of piano repertoire in that period. Repertoire in the sense there are a lot of pieces, a lot of songs that were specifically composed on the piano. And nowadays you can see it's like the era for modern vocals, Western vocals. You can see most of the famous songs are the ones which have lyrics, and you get the point, right? So there are mainstream songs nowadays a lot. Doesn't mean that it's not challenging or it's not interesting. Of course they are, but in the classical era and the romantic era, there were a lot of pieces, and because of this variety of pieces, you can get a lot of difficulty and you can learn the instrument in the best possible way. So especially when you are in the beginning stage and the intermediate stage, I think it is must to play the songs, play the pieces which were from the classical music category of the instrument, right? And that is going to build up your technique, that will help you build up your coordination. And then when you try modern songs, it's going to be very easy for you because you already did the challenging part doing the classical music. So it happens with me a lot of times. I usually play all types of music, classical music, modern music, but my inclination is more towards Western classical. So I have a lot of times students saying that, hey, can you play this song? And I'm usually like, okay, just play that song for me. So I listen to it once or twice and then play it out directly, because it's not that challenging, right? So I think it's must to play as well as to listen classical music for piano or any other instrument if you want to build up your skills and your proper technique. I think the biggest mistakes which self-taught musicians make is they just practice the songs that they like. Now I understand it's very important that you play what you like. That is going to keep you motivated for your instrument, that is there, but at the same time there needs to be good informative value to your learning process. So you need to find that perfect balance, and there are a lot of interesting songs and pieces. There are really beautiful pieces in classical music. So try to develop interest, listen to those pieces, play it out. And of course, doesn't mean you need to stick to the classical pieces. You can also try the modern pieces and do whatever your heart says, obviously. But as I said, it will help you build your technique. So thank you so much for joining, and see you in the next FAQ.